Welcome to Success Story, the most useful podcast in the world. I'm your host, Scott D. Clary. The Success Story podcast is part of the HubSpot Podcast Network. The HubSpot Podcast Network is the audio destination for business professionals who seek the best education and inspiration on how to start and grow a business. HubSpot Podcast Network hosts act as on-demand mentors through practical tips and inspirational stories. Listen, learn, and grow with the HubSpot Podcast Network at hubspot.com/podcast network. Today, my guest is Aurelien Amacker. Aurelien Amacker is the founder of System.io, a tool that helps entrepreneurs to launch their online business. System.io has over 6,000 users and collectively has helped online business owners generate over $11 million in revenue. Aurelien started making money online when he first started running his own blog. He then began teaching online courses to his audience, which generated roughly $500,000. Not bad. As he launched more courses, he realized that he was making less and less money as time went on. The market was more saturated. So he pivoted and actually using some of the lessons that he was teaching, got into software, went through a lot of trials, tribulations. He bootstrapped, he struggled, but eventually got System.io to over $200,000 a month in revenue, entirely funded by himself. So he has gone through every iteration of making money online and eventually ended up being a SaaS founder. So this is what we spoke about, how he built System.io from 0 to 8,000 customers, the growth strategy that he used without any funding, how he obtained $4 million now in ARR, and how he's going to scale that to 6 million ARR in the next year, how he built a 100% remote company of over 60 people in 11 different countries, how he managed that, how he hired, how he onboarded, and how he was able to basically hire and manage this team originally just on his own, and also how he has built an affiliate program that has driven traffic for his SaaS product that generates over $300,000 in sales for him every single month. He's going to break down how you can build something similar for your business. So this is Aurelien Amacker, the founder of System.io.
Hi, Scott. Thank you for having me on the show. So yeah, that's right. I mean, I started just like anybody else. I was actually following bloggers online, and I met a couple of them, and they gave me some advice. And I had this blog that nobody was reading about like personal development, and I started working full time on it. I actually said no to a really good job offer in Paris at the time, and I started working full time on my blog, traveling, and I started making a bit of money. I mean, it's exactly the story that you said, So I started making money with my blog. I started building a following. I know that you are big on social media, so you understand what I'm talking about. I built an email list, and then when I wanted to go to the next step, which is creating and selling a course, I surveyed my list, found out that they wanted to do the same, which is, just making money blogging. So I created a course about that, and I hired a marketing consultant that knew, how to launch product, because I really didn't know about that. And he helped me create the course, launch it through webinars. We made 10,000 euros, which for me was like absolutely huge. And we worked together remotely for a year. And then we did this launch that made exactly 550,000 euros in sales in 2 weeks, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And it's actually, we closed the launch. We were at the airport, and we took the planes. We went to Phoenix, Arizona to attend Jeff Walker's conference, and I signed up for his mastermind, where I stayed for 3 years. I learned a lot of things, but I never embraced the launch model, And so I just left the group and I went on my own in 2015, trying to find by myself what was working. And I mean, I was able to make like 20,000 euros per month in revenue, just relying on my email list, on my own courses, on my own content. But I kind of disappeared of the market. And I had this idea of creating software because I was following people building software and I thought it was a great business model. And I was listening to podcasts and I was like, oh, this is a very exciting business. You know, you have recurring revenue. These companies are a lot more valuable than your company when you just sell courses, you know. So I was like, this is great. In 2015, I took the decision to do it. And I failed at the beginning in 2016 because I couldn't find the right developers. But then early 2017, I found the right team, the right developers. We started building the product. We launched in March 2018. And today, so your numbers are not totally accurate. So today...
it's old.
So we have 8,000 paying customers. Okay. We do close to $400,000 in revenue per month. And yeah, it's great.
So I guess that was my mistake. I guess I pulled this off an old site or an old interviews when I was trying to put this together.
Yeah, don't worry. I mean, the numbers are changing fast, you know. So it's totally fine.
So something that it's interesting to me because you know what, you've always done this. You've built out your name and you've built out almost a community around whatever you're working on now, and then you commoditize the pain point that the person that you've been building this community around is feeling, because you had a blog and then you realized a lot of people would need to figure out how to start a blog, and then you sold a course on it, and then now you're creating a tool like what's I say system and not like system because there's a systeme.io. I don't know if that's the correct pronunciation. It defaults to like my French because it's like system.io.
It's totally fine. I mean, system.io with the English spelling without the E at the end wasn't available. So I just went with the French spelling. So, and yeah, it's not perfect, but it's good. It's good. But it's still solving the problem. Issue. Right? It's another SaaS. It's to help people build their business online. So walk me through your mindset, because not everybody starts a product or tries to solve a problem with a community they've already built. Sometimes they try and sell something or build a product before they even have a community. So why did you, or what allowed you to realize that building this product was a good fit for potentially some of the problems that you've had to solve as an entrepreneur? Yeah, no, it's a great question. So what happens is that since I've been in this game forever, when we started, it was actually, so my marketing consultant, he knew how to code a little bit. So he gave me some pages, and I was integrated. It was integrated with the French payment processor that was absolutely horrible. I mean, I've seen it all, when ClickFunnels launched in 2014, I tried it right away, and at that time there were some things that you couldn't translate on the payment page. So for me, it wasn't a solution. I remember using lead pages in 2013, and like on a Sunday I was working on a sales page and I was struggling, and after like half an hour I found out that I couldn't add more than like 3 items in a bullet list. I was like, wow, this is crazy. Like I just cannot use this tool, So I wasn't satisfied with the existing tools, and then ClickFunnels became very popular in the French market and in the English market, of course. And I was like, yeah, this is a good product, but it's kind of expensive. So I thought that there was like my customers, I knew them because I was selling courses, I was hosting like some live seminars sometimes, stuff like that. So I knew them really well. And I mean, some of them, they were making minimum wage. I mean, when you're making 1,200 euros per month, you don't want to spend like, $100 per month on just your like marketing tool, right? It's like 8% of your income. So I was like, let's make a tool that's more affordable. And also at the same time, I was like, okay, like everybody says, oh, you should get the best landing page builder and the best autoresponder and the best membership site builder, And I was like, what if you could have all the main features under one roof, so you don't have to pay for X different tools, and more important, you don't have to actually set these tools together so they work together, because that's a lot of work. So
And that was sort of the mindset behind building this out.
yeah, but I was like, oh, but I mean, maybe it's impossible, it's too many things. And we just started building it anyway, and I had the right team, and we were actually building the features in 2017. I started moving my own business on our own software. So first my email list, then all our landing pages, opt-in forms, then all our courses, and I was like, oh, that works, that's what I use. So we launched it. And the thing is, because we have, so our customers, they tell us, oh, this is so much easier to use, it's easier to use, it's faster, and it's a lot cheaper. And it's funny because it's so affordable. When people first hear about it, they're like, okay, it's like more affordable, so it's less good, because people think, oh, more expensive, better, and actually, when you ask our customers, they barely never say, oh, it's more affordable. They say, oh, it's easier to use, it's faster, So yeah, I mean, I'm very happy with the outcome. It's very exciting. We're growing fast, so now it's about how far and how fast can we go.
So this is another interesting point, because you're a non-technical founder. So that was something that's a big inhibitor for a lot of people. So pivoting from blogging, obviously you don't need to be technical for that. Selling courses, you have to have a landing page, but like you said, you can figure it out. So walk me through. You want to start a SaaS product. You don't have a coding background. What do? How do you find a good dev? How do you find a good engineer that you can work with, that is going to deliver? What was your process like for that?
Oh, it's very easy. You fail a few times. So that's I'm telling you, because the idea I got wasn't like a revolutionary, because there were some existing tools like this already. And actually, just in the French market, I've seen like maybe, I don't know, I'd say at least half a dozen people trying to do the same and failing, because software is so hard. Like I've seen people really like struggling for years, and you can tell that, they don't have the right people to build a good software, So what happened is that, I mean, it's a silly story. Like first I was like, because I had a list of about like 30,000 people, I was like, hey, I'm looking, for someone to help me develop this. And I had a customer, so a French guy living in Morocco. And he told me, look, I have a software development company. We can do it for $7,000. I was like, $7,000, just take the money, and
that's cheap compared to mostly it's going to cost you a lot. It's going to cost you 40, 50,000, 100,000 for a good application.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, take $7,000, I don't care. I'll see what it does. And it was so stupid, because I actually put the finger, in a machine, and I lost an arm, because so he said, it's going to take like 2 or 3 months. And after 2 or 3 months, they were basically nothing. And it was like, okay, so it's actually a lot of features, and now we need to keep working on it. So I need to pay my engineers. So I was like, okay, so I'm going to pay monthly, Yeah. And these guys, they were so bad. Like they didn't even know they were bad, which is...
That's even worse.
Yeah, I mean, it was so bad that actually with my wife, we flew to Morocco to meet them. And I remember we were in the meeting room, and they were so good at telling me, oh, everything is going to be fine, don't worry. And at one point I was like, hey guys, I've made some research, and people keep talking about this Scrum method. So I'm sure you've heard that, right? Yeah. And these guys, they were like, Scrum? Oh, that's interesting. And he asked his developer, could you look into it? Could you Google it? I was like, oh, this is not good. So it took me some time to realize that they were bad. And the breaking point was like November 2016. I was actually in my shower, and I was like, oh, I sent an email to these guys to tell them that security is super important. It's been 2 weeks. They haven't replied. What email should I write so they reply to the email that I sent them? And then I was like, that's it. If you ask yourself this question, that means that, it's stupid. Like you're not working with the right people. So I told the guy, hey, thank you, but this is not working. I'm going to pay you till the end of the month, and we're done, And then I was desperate. I was looking for developers. Actually, I spent 2 months because I was also working with a developer from Bangladesh that was doing like some Stripe integration. And he was like, oh, I'm going to take over the whole project, and it's going to work. I'm going to hire some cheap developers on Upwork. It's going to work. And so he worked on it for 2 months. And then we plugged this solution and everything stopped working. And so it wasn't working. So then I tried a few different more. And one day I found this guy. And this guy, he was reliable. He wasn't like the other ones. He was like, oh, this is going to take 2 hours. And 2 hours later, it was done. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's the beginning.
And that's something that I just wanted to bring that out. And I wasn't sure if you had a good or a bad experience, but I'm glad that you, in hindsight, obviously now you can laugh about it, but during the time it probably wasn't that funny. But I'm glad that you had a bad experience that you could talk about, because that's what a lot of people end up going through when they're trying to build out a software product and they're not a developer themselves. It's just a minefield out there, and it's just pretty common.
Yeah.
I just want to take a second and thank the sponsor of today's episode, HubSpot. HubSpot is the CRM platform that is easy to implement and is even easier to get your team to adopt. And ask anybody that's implemented new technology in a company, the biggest issue is not finding it or buying it. It's getting your team and your company to actually use it and adopt it. And when it's a piece like a CRM, one of the most critical pieces of your business infrastructure and your tech stack, if people don't adopt it and use it, that means you're getting incomplete data, you're getting missing data, you're getting garbage data. It could impact quite literally everybody in your company, as well as it could negatively impact your customers and your revenue. So how does HubSpot solve for this with their CRM platform? There's 2 components that they focus on that allow for organizational wide adoption. This is the contact timeline as well as the mobile app. So the contact timeline gives a historical context for all of the data that is associated with a certain contact in the CRM. That means that anybody across the organization can see all the actions and all the interactions that have taken place against that particular contact. You can also use that timeline to make calls to these contacts, enroll them in sequences, put them into marketing or sales campaigns, schedule a meeting, open tickets. The historical timeline makes it easy to take action as well as to track the action that's been taken against all of your contacts. And it's not a pain to enter the information, which means that it doesn't take somebody a long time to put in great data, which can again positively impact your whole company. The second piece is the access from anywhere, meaning if I have a phone and I'm on the road, the world's opening up a little bit more now, people are traveling again, I can use the HubSpot app to access my CRM anywhere, on the go, on the fly, doesn't matter. So I have complete access to the CRM. I have access to my spreadsheets, my calendars, my notebooks, all of my contacts. I can send messages across my team with the HubSpot keyboard. I can access my contacts, call them through the HubSpot app. I can take quick notes. I can take contact information. I can all log it into my HubSpot app so that I can pull it up later on my desktop when I'm back at home. It's simple. It's intuitive. It's meant to make it easy, frictionless, so that your team sees the value in properly using the CRM to the fullest of its capabilities and gives them the tools and the tech to allow them to do it without spending too much time and causing them more headache. The best thing about HubSpot is that it can be set up for any size of business and it will scale with you. If you're just starting out, you can take advantage of certain features, and then as you scale your business, you'll notice that HubSpot will support almost anything you need as you grow. So if you do want to learn how to scale your business without scaling complexity, go to HubSpot.com.
Yeah, exactly. Like just last week, I saw someone commenting on Facebook, beware of non-technical founders getting scammed by developers, and someone replied and say, that's not scamming, it's just, the way the world operates. I was like, this is so true, it's not that they want to scam you, it's just that they're bad developers and that's how it is. But so we're a 100% remote company. Yeah. And I understood something is that you have 2 types of people. You have the people who find problems or excuses, and the people who find solutions. And I was trying out different developers, and one guy was like, so he was a developer from Portugal, and he was like, oh, but the deployment process is complicated. I was like, yeah, I hear you, but you know what? There is this guy, he's working in the same environment, and he says 2 hours, and 2 hours later it's done. So at the end of the day, I just need people who can deliver solutions and find, ways, and that's it,
So it's okay. So now you found a great developer. This is great. This is like walking through the life cycle of a bootstrap SaaS company. So you found a great developer. You started to finish your product. How do you take it to market, and what makes you choose to not look for outside capital and just bootstrap it?
Yeah, so because I was actually selling, I had my own online business, so I was making like,
still courses
20,000.
right now.
Yeah, selling courses, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Actually, a bit of coaching as well. So I was doing about 20 to 30,000 euros per month in revenue. So I was able just to fund the whole thing. I think in 2016 we did very little profits, like 10 or 15,000 euros, And I remember I was having lunch with my wife once. I was like, that's it sucks, but we have to keep trying. And in 2017, because we built a team to 3 developers, I actually made a loss of about like 10 grand, So it wasn't like, that's what it is.
You're paying them full time. They're full time developers now, but
so
you're making good money, but they're costing a lot.
Yeah, I was able to pay myself a salary. I wasn't like getting in debt or whatever, but that's what it is. So we launched in March of 2018. So I launched on my list, and I just promoted the software for 2 weeks. I'm an email marketing guy. I've been living off email marketing since 2010. So, I just promoted, I made an offer to my list. And once the launch was done, we had, was it like 400 or 600? I think maybe just 400 customers. Yeah, that's what it is, 400 customers.
Off your first launch, 400.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
400 customers at mostly 27 euros per month. So that's like, is it like 10 grand? Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's 10 grand, but I was still losing money because you have to remove VAT, then salaries, then affiliate commissions, because I had my own affiliate program that I had started in 2017 using our own tool. So it was, and then I kept, I don't know, because the offer was so good, we started getting some users, and it was increasing all the time.
So a couple really good points. So you built an incredible product. But simultaneously, you're also being very competitive on price. Take to market strategy was hitting your email list, but also the affiliate program. So these are all making sense. Walk me through the affiliate program and how that was set up to encourage people to, I guess, refer business.
Yeah, sure. So I love the affiliate program business model. I think it is just great. I remember back when I was selling courses, I could hear stories about people having just products, like in fitness or in another industry. So just having products and an affiliate program, and not focusing on traffic generation, because it was completely relying on the affiliates. I was like, this is a great business model. I wish I could do that someday. So with our tool, we launched our own affiliate program in 2017. So I told people, I told to my list, look, I'm going to pay you 40% on all the sales you generate on our courses and on the software. And this also started attracting affiliates, little by little. It's really a combination of the product is good, the offer is good, like the price, and the affiliate commission is good. And today we're paying our affiliates close to 100,000 euros per month in affiliate commissions.
Mm-hmm. And so you set it up so that you get affiliate commissions for lifetime, or is it for a year? And it's a percentage of all the recurring monthly payments as well?
No, it's 40% as long as the customer pays. That's the thing. It's funny when you discuss about affiliate programs with many business owners. Very often it's the same story, that I'm gonna try to, I'm gonna try to, I'm gonna pay you, but that's for 1 year, or I'm gonna try to game the system, and I'm like, this is stupid. Like, I want to. Being an entrepreneur, we all know it's about building value, right? So I want to build value for my customers, for my affiliates, and for my team members, right? So, I mean, it would be a very short-term sighted to try to, flow my affiliates. Like, I want them to make as much money as possible. Mm-hmm. So they keep promoting us, they keep working hard. And I'm telling you, that's what's happening, because I can see some people who, are trying to make money online, but, they don't really succeed. And then they promote our affiliate program and they start making money, and it's great.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And now you have grown the business to your updated numbers, 4 million annual recurring revenue. This year, I saw a data point here that you sent over 5 to 6 million in ARR, still bootstrapped, no plans to raise money. You're just keeping it going as is for now, correct?
Yeah. I mean, it's a very simple playbook. I mean, we're profitable. I'm already making. I'm making the money I'd like to make, which is a lot more money than I need, so I can, we bought our dream house with my wife. So we're going to pay off our mortgage in, 2 or 3 years. We're investing, we're doing great. And so I'm reinvesting everything that comes on top of that.
Very nice. And the one other point that I thought was interesting, that you are 100% remote. And I know that a lot of companies have done this, but you went 100% remote from the start. So how do you manage, how many staff do you have now? How do you manage them? How do you be remote effectively?
I just want to take a second and thank the sponsor of today's episode, Quantum Metric. So what Quantum Metric is going to do is it's going to allow you to develop a single source of customer-centric truth that can help you understand how to position your products, how to sell to your customers. Because anyone is a digital leader who wants to understand your customers better. It should be 100% of you. You should want to understand the customer experience when they hit your website. And then you also want to understand not just your customers, but who else in the world is having similar experiences, and how can you use that information to make informed decisions about how your business moves forward. We are gearing up for an unprecedented 2021 e-commerce season. E-commerce sales are expected to exceed 2020 benchmarks, even though COVID is lightening up. Consumer behavior has changed forever. And with Quantum Metric, you can prepare yourself to capture every single customer revenue opportunity. So their unique approach to the digital experience that the customer has while engaging with your brand helps top retailers, e-commerce outlets quickly identify and prioritize large and small revenue opportunities, and they keep customers coming back. So everything from page hits, mouse movements, scrolling, typing, out-of-the-box interactions that you couldn't even think of, various events, API calls, literally everything. They quantify that data and they present it to you so that you can use that data to make informed decisions about how customers interact with your brand online. So if you want to reduce customer friction, if you want to increase conversions, drive more revenue, optimize user experience, personalize the shopping experience for all of your customers, go visit quantummetric.com/pod offer. That's quantummetric.com/pod offer. And go see if you qualify for the 12 days of insights offer using the code SUCCESS. The 12 days of insight offer gives you 12 days of access to the Quantum Metric platform with a bespoke insight report that will help you identify where customers are struggling and engaging with your online experience and your digital product. Some restrictions apply, but for the majority of people, go to quantummetric.com/pod offer, enter the code SUCCESS, and you will be able to receive their 12 days of insights offer. Get ready to understand your customers with intimate detail that can optimize experience and revenue and give your customers an overall much more pleasant experience when they hit your site. All right, let's get back to the show.
Yeah, so I think it's one of our strengths in my company. It's the ability to hire people and train them and make them grow. So today we have 65 people on the team in about 10 different countries. So French-speaking ones, English-speaking ones, Spanish-speaking ones, because we're expanding to different markets. And I don't know, it's funny, because I think that, I mean, it's the future. You have a book by the founders of Basecamp, 37 Signals. They wrote a book actually about it that's called Remote. And it's great because they explain to you what are the benefits, why it's better. And we've been doing it since day one, and it works fine, but you have to, everyone uses Time Doctor, a software to track their time, and it takes some screenshots. So I don't spend my time, stalking at their screen, obviously. But like when you have someone who's slacking or, you're not really sure, you can check out what he's doing. And sometimes, unfortunately, it happened, people doing like watching series or whatever, but it doesn't happen much. You spot these people very easily, right? So, I think this is the future. You don't have any expense for the office space, for, computers, whatever. This is so much better. The best benefit that people don't think about is that I don't have to go to an office, and show up and show that I'm there and leave late so that the employees, I can do whatever I want. I just take my phone. I have the Slack app. And it's crazy. Like I can go to the gym, I can go to the shopping center, whatever, and reply to my team members if I need to.
Yeah. So you set it up, and are you're not personally managing the 60 people? Have you like introduced layers of virtual management, like remote like managers? Yeah. Yeah,
of course. We had to. So the way it works. So me, I'm in the company. I'm like the CEO, the marketing director or manager. I don't know how I should call it. And I'm also the product manager. I'm the one supervising the product, making sure it's great and taking decisions and discussing with the customers and developers and team members and stuff. So, the customer support, we have a manager. We have like 15 people in total. In our customer support, we answer our customers 7 days a week, usually under 2 hours. So our customers love our customer support, because it's very, very effective. So I have someone managing that. Then the developers, it's mostly our lead developer, which is our first developer. I have a lot of different small teams, and I manage them. I have one assistant that supervises different teams.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a lot of different teams. Obviously.
So you set this up. This entire corporate structure has been set up remote, and that's how it's managed now. Very impressive. I think that you're right. It is 100% the future of how organizations can work, and it saves you a ton of money.
And this is very effective. Well. Like I remember I was working in an office, 15 years ago, and I was like, sometimes I was like on dating websites, it's not because you're at the office that you're effectively working, so yeah.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. Question for you, and also some advice for people that are looking to start their own thing. So like you said, you started a blog. You went to courses, you went to software, you turned down a job. If you were going to do it again, would you do it the same way? Would you go all in, or would you do it maybe less risky? What's your take on that for somebody wanting to start?
No, I would do the same. Obviously, there is this question in podcasts, like if you could talk to your 20-year-old self.
That's my other question I ask at the end.
Yeah, and I'm like, what could I say? Maybe I would tell me, look, buddy, don't stress out. It's gonna be all right. Enjoy the ride, because I was, there were some tough years. I'm not gonna lie. It's easy afterwards to say, everything is great. No, it wasn't. Yeah. Like I was actually feeling like a failure after I left Jeff Walker's mastermind group, because I had my buddies making €1 million launches, and I was just on my own making making actually a good income, and I was feeling even worse because I was like, dude, you're living in Portugal, the minimum salary is 600 euros per month, and you're making 20,000 euros, and you feel like and I read the book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F.
Yeah.
And the main idea of this book is it's okay not to feel okay. And I was like, oh, that helps, so yeah.
It is true. And it's also, for people that are high performing individuals, people that always are entrepreneurial mindset, and they want to do things and they want to build things, you measure yourself at a different level, which for a lot of people it may not make sense. Like, it may sound pretentious, but you do measure yourself at a different level, and you compete and you're pushing yourself, and you're like, if I make 20K this month, the average person's like, holy shit, you made 20K in 1 month, but you're like, well, I made 25K last month, so I failed this month. And it's, absolutely. I think that even adopting that mindset at a smaller level, like if you constantly strive to push yourself to have wins month over month, that's a positive thing, because the end result of having that mindset will be you in a better spot always. Even if it's not, if you're in a job and you want to make $100 on the internet, if you want to make $100 yourself, and you do that, make 150 next month, make 200 next month, and then that's what gets you to because that's probably how your blog started. I can't imagine. I'm assuming it was just AdSense. I don't know how you made money in your blog, if you had affiliate commissions or whatnot, but it wasn't making a lot of money when it first started. Exactly. But that's where people usually start.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was so happy. The first month I made 82 euros. And I was so happy because I was like, oh, if I went from 0 to 82 euros, maybe next month, I'm going to make over 100 euros. And after 6 months, I made 1,000 euros. So, but what happens is that, that once you reach like, they say 5,000 euros in revenue per month, like your level of happiness doesn't increase that much. So now, I'm getting to a different, different field. I'm like, okay, now I've kind of reached my goals in terms of revenue and business. What do I want to do? So I try because it's not all about so first, I love what I do. People tell me, oh, do you have an exit plan? I'm like, what do you mean? Like, are you do you want to sell
an IPO? Gonna sell? Yeah.
I'm like, why would I sell my company? Like, what am I gonna do with the money? Am I gonna invest, in the stocks and make 7% per year, like in the long run with high volatility, when I can make, 20 to 60% year-over-year return with my own business? It just doesn't make sense. And I love what I do. Like, I wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh, I want to get a coffee and get started. I just love it. And my exit plan is that as long as I add value, as long as I feel that I'm making a difference and I'm having fun, then I'm going to keep going, I mean, why would I do anything different?
I love that. And I think the biggest lesson here is, you don't have to end up where you're at, or you don't have to start your entrepreneurial life, your entrepreneurial venture, your side hustle. It doesn't have to go right into building a multi-million-dollar software company.
Yeah, of course.
I love the steps that you took are so smart. I think that's the way to do it.
Thank you.
Everybody jumps into the big thing, right? Everybody feels like they have to create the next Facebook, but it doesn't really have to be that complicated to start your own business. Like, people overcomplicate the shit out of it. Like, it doesn't have to be that, time consuming or even, well, maybe time consuming, but not that complicated.
No, I would rather go with something a lot more simple, like, for example, I launched a passive, a side business that was like a blog about how to learn English, where I was sharing how I learned English by myself, because at school I was like terrible. And so that was like 2012. And I had a friend who was like super smart guy, Lebanese guy living in Paris with a good job, like speaking different languages. And he wanted to launch a startup in like how to learn languages. I was like, hey, I know I'm ranking with my blog on how to learn English easily in the French market. I know I can build a blog around it and make money. Do you want to join me? And it was like, no, I'm gonna keep doing my thing. And I was like, that was super ambitious project with, you know, all around the world in every possible language with funding and stuff. So he quit his job, made like 3 different business plans, made a mock-up of a website, made absolutely 0 sale, and went back to the corporate world. While I launched a blog that, you know, I took to, it wasn't much, it was doing like over 3,000 euros per month, but, you know, like passive revenue. And I mean, you know, that's what you said, like you shouldn't try maybe to launch the, you know, the next Facebook, just do something more simple, you know, and that's less risky, because I knew that it would work because I was already getting traffic, and I knew that there was a market, obviously, with people buying courses and, you know, books about learning English. So I was like, I know it's going to work. And it worked. And you know, the funny story, I had a team of 3 virtual assistants. One was working on this project and he left. And later he built a blog about the same ID. And today he's making like 50,000 euros in revenue per month. So
it doesn't have to be, it's just interesting how people view entrepreneurship versus what it can actually be.
It's organic traffic. It's mostly profits, you know. And this guy studied, he was my virtual assistant. And and I sold my blog for 12,000 euros last year, because I was like, I'm not doing anything with this, you know, I want to focus on my main business. So I just sold it.
Very smart. All right. I want to do a few rapid fire career questions from you. Was there anything else that? No, it was very good. This is the perfect interview, perfect discussion on if you want to start something. This is, in my opinion, an easy way to do it. And I have a lot of entrepreneurs on here that build very technical, complicated things. This is something that people can learn from, and I hopefully take inspiration from, to just do something simple and do something to start, and to honestly future-proof themselves from their job, so that if they do get laid off or let go or furloughed, they have something that's making $1,000, $2,000 passive. And I think that's amazing. And not enough people show the progression of what entrepreneurship can be and how it can come in different flavors and different forms. And I think you've done all that. And now you actually are a SaaS, a software CEO. So that can be the end result as well. Okay, so a couple career questions. You already answered one of them. the what would you tell your 20-year-old self? Was there any other advice that you would tell maybe just a younger entrepreneur? If it's not yourself, somebody else.
Just to, you know, like favor execution, like just do it, you know, do whatever, fail fast, learn fast, and you know, that's how it works.
What was the biggest challenge you've ever faced in building a business, and how'd you overcome it?
Oh well, that was definitely building the product, you know, getting the product built, finding the right developers, and this is so hard. And I'm like, if I had not found these guys, you know, where would I be today? And it's crazy. Like, we work together, like we just love working together. Like, these guys, they're having fun, you know, they love their job. We met already a few times, you know, and it's great. Yeah.
Good. So that finding the right people that's the sort of the moral of that story, especially if you're not a technical person.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is very hard, honestly.
Yeah. One person that had a major impact on your life. What did they teach you? And also, who is that person?
That's
Pick anybody. It could be a family member. It could be a mentor. Anybody.
No, I mean, I learned a lot with the marketing consultant that I hired, Sebastian. So he's like Sebastian. So that's Sebastian, the French marketer. That's like his nickname in the English market. He's still in the Jeff Walker's mastermind group. He's a great guy. I really love this guy. I learned a lot with him. So he taught me copywriting, how to, you know, launch products, and we have a different view. But I learned a lot working with him the first year when we were working on this launch that were great because mostly because of his copywriting and his work.
Very good. And how important copywriting is at the whole other conversation. What is one source or book or podcast that you recommend people go and check out?
It really depends on, where you're at. There is, of course, like your podcast, with a lot of interviews of successful entrepreneurs. Mm-hmm. Books, you have so many. I don't read a ton of books, like 5 or 6 per year. I don't think it's that much, but.
Do you have any ones in particular that you've liked that people would go read?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Jeff Bezos. I think this guy is such like the Uber entrepreneur. What he did, what he proved. So I read The Everything Store. It was great. I think The Everything Store, it's really a great book when you want to learn about Amazon, about the success story. I just finished reading Working Backwards by 2 former Amazon executives. Mm-hmm. And I was huge. I'm having like my top team members reading it because it's going to help us a lot structure and the company, And these are great books.
Okay, those are 2 good ones. And then one question I like to ask everybody: what does success mean to you?
Yeah, it's a great question because, as I said, like now I'm getting like some rich people's problems, So yeah. I'm like, hey, you can make a ton of money and still feel like some days,
Yeah.
And it's fine. So I think that success, it's of course it's reaching your goals. I love what I do. I want to keep doing it, but then it's about like making sure that you're not having some blind spots and not taking care of important things in your life, like your family, your friends. So I'm trying to spend time on this, make sure everyone is happy, and I'm doing a good job at not only my business.
Good.
So yeah.
Very good. And then where do people connect with you? Go check out you on social, your website, your newsletter, all of that.
Yeah, so I'm on LinkedIn, Aurelien Amacker. You can go sign up for System.io. So it's systeme.io. We have a free plan. Actually, it's pretty amazing. We launched it 2 months ago. It's funny because we have over 100,000 free users. It's a lot. Mm-hmm. And then there is the Facebook group where I'm very active because I don't know, I just like it. I'm getting some feedback. I'm replying to the questions. So it's like System.io, launch your online business, something like that. It's pretty easy to find.
Very good.